Hi everybody. So I just spent the day with my adorable little friend Jeffrey. So I'm not that used to being around little kids, but I did learn that I have a lot in common with a toddler. We're both big fans of the Toy Story movies, we both have short attention spans, and we both get very cranky if we don't have an afternoon nap. I also learned that when taking care of a small child, there are many hidden dangers around the house that can turn a fun afternoon of play into a trip to the emergency room. To make sure Jeffrey is safe the next time he comes over, I'm going to get some tips from Dr. Carl Baum, a pediatric emergency room doctor who could walk us through some of the top household hazards. Let's join Dr. Baum inside a child-proof version of the exam room.
Children get into all sorts of things. Some of them are benign and don't require a visit to the emergency room, but there are some that, depending on the amount taken, really could be a hazard. For example, acetaminophen, also known as Tylenol, if a child drinks more than a certain amount, that could be a problem for the liver. These rare earth magnets, this is designed as a toy, but because these magnets stick so avidly to one another, if you have two of these swallowed, there's a risk that the two could assemble in the gut and pinch off the wall of the gut and actually cause a perforation. And children have actually died from swallowing two or more of these rare earth magnets. Another thing that we've been hearing about recently is electronic cigarettes. One of the concerns with children is that a lot of electronic cigarettes have a refillable cartridge, and that involves liquid nicotine, which can be highly concentrated. Children have actually died from ingestion of these liquid nicotine formulations. Other things we worry about are environmental hazards such as lead. Most of the children that we see in our lead program who are lead poisoned were exposed in their home from paint on the walls that is usually degraded into dust that ends up in their mouths when they have typical toddler hand-to-mouth activity. The other thing we worry about is when grandparents or parents have their medications stored in one of these Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday devices. These are often not child-resistant, and a child could easily get a week's worth of medication. The warning signs can be so varied. It really depends on the substance that the child ingested. The symptoms that we worry about can be excessive sleepiness, choking, blueness around the lips, vomiting. We often don't know what the child took because a lot of these ingestions, frankly, are unwitnessed, even with well-meaning parents or babysitters or guardians around.
Dr. Baum said, if your child has ingested something they're not supposed to, or you're worried they have, the best thing to do is to call the 24-hour poison control hotline at 1-800-222-1222, who can help direct you whether you should go to the doctor, stay home, or go to the emergency room. That's all for this episode. Keep your kids healthy and join me next month in another episode of The Exam Room.